You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
You think we were seen as a threat?
In the eyes of the banking world, we are a threat. When we started, we were just one more firm. But over time, we have diversified into everything. We sell everything. We are all things to all people. But you know what? One day, we stood on the wrong set of toes. And now the pound of flesh to be paid is coming from us.
But then we should tell them, whoever they are, to go and take a running
Whoever
jump.
they are, you may have been the one with the ideas, but when it comes to common sense, you were nowhere, Jim.
What the hell are you having?
The city is the business community. As a nation, we don't produce anything else. Figures on a computer screen is the business of this country. There's nothing left. The business of those in the city is money, and you only make money lending when you have new people to lend out to. They wanted a recession, and guess what? They got one. And your brilliant idea was to lend out to all those that the bank said no to. How long did you think it would take before the city realized what we were doing?
It was a good idea. No, that's not enough. It was a moral idea. Do you know what that means? It was the right thing to do. It's the difference between turning a profit and being able to stare at yourself in the shaving mirror. So the city boys are coming for us, are they? Well, bring it on. I'm ready for a fair fight. We are helping those that cannot help themselves. Those that need loans for houses, to start businesses, to get ideas off the ground. Your father helped us, now we're trying to help others, and we're growing. Today it's on the internet. In 2 years, 3 at most, will be on the high street. A branch of our bank in every town across this country, on every high street. The only way to take on the banks is not trying to regulate them, which is a load of rubbish, toothless and bound to fail.
How do you know?
Because every cost will simply be passed on to the bank's customers. So the banks don't care. Already softening the public up for the end of free banking or higher charges just for the privilege of putting their money into the bank vault in the first place. We were something different. We were going to be the men our fathers always hoped we'd become. If you don't offer an alternative to private banking, the high street will dictate to the public over and over. We were to be the opportunity that the government of the day refused to present to the shopping millions. It's the lack of competition that allows the bankers to play the public for idiots. We were to be that alternative.
I always thought you were something of a socialist.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
But the people in the city are not.
Why do you even care what other people think? Just do what you know is right.
Because they have the power to take it all away, and they are.
Only because you told the analysts to start telling the world we were about to be bought out. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense.
What doesn't?
Well, you told me that you intended to take back the firm. In effect, buy back a controlling stake in the business.
So?
If the city believes we're about to join forces with anyone, the price will rise.
It would only be a rumour.
And rumours are always deniable afterwards.
You should never listen to rumours.
As the price rose, so would the value of your holdings in the company. Have you been selling your shares?
And why would I do that?
When it was realised that no merger was on the cards,
The price would presumably drop.
it'll fall through the floor. They're falling through the floor right now.
Yes, I believe so.
But you'll lose millions.
Possibly. Unless... How does one make money in a declining market?
There's only one way.
Yes?
You'd have to short the stock. Short selling. Betting that the share price will fall. Using high-frequency trading, even if someone did bother to check, it could take years, if ever, before the full story was known. Finding buyers that would take the chance of a rising share price, not knowing that the price was already being engineered to fall. And as the world hears of our redundancies and layoffs, the stock price will continue to decline, with you selling and making more and more money. It's called insider trading.
Inside knowledge is how the world works, Jim.
And stock manipulation.
And when I'm in the Cayman Islands sunning myself, I'll worry about it then.
And it's illegal.
Oh! Illegal? After all the corruption we've seen in the last 5 years, you talk of illegality? What is the illegality of crashing an entire economy? After the Big Bang of 1986, oh yes, I know many have forgotten, but that's where it started. This economy has been nothing but a roller coaster. Up and down, up and down. The politicians, the lobbyists, and now the threat of a triple dip, leaving the country confused, but in no way amused. The money's being withdrawn by the banks. You spoke of bank charges. Charges? In Greece, they're taking the money directly out of personal accounts now. Do you truly think they won't try and do it over here? The nation is going down the toilet, and so, yes, I'm getting out, before those nice people in the square mile take us all down as well. You were the ideas man. Didn't see this one coming, did you? All businesses fail. It's only ever a matter of time. They're all short-term. The trick, if indeed there is a trick in business, has always been the same. Get the cash and get out before anyone else realizes what you were selling wasn't worth bringing to the market in the first place. Don't ever make any business the cornerstone of the church you believe in. By definition, they're all corrupt and being run by people who are just looking for a way out. If you do anything for money, you'll always be looking for the fastest way to cut your losses. How can it be any other way? And you wanted to do the right thing. Set up a bank to help the little guy. Well, the big boys don't want you to do that. And any that becomes big enough to be noticed will be targeted. Yes, due to family connections, I came to learn that we were going to be in the firing line, and I didn't fancy going down like the Lehman Brothers. When the day of reckoning arrives, and at some point in each of our lives it does, you better have a good excuse and a few used readies in your back pocket. So, as you said, one rumour raises the stock value, and another rumour provides the correction in the system, and I simply positioned my chips accordingly. I placed my bets that the company's share price would fall, but I placed the bet when the price was nearing the heavens. You were, however, correct.
How do you mean?
The company itself is not doing badly, and there was always something rather noble, almost honourable about your plans for the future. Helping people, raising the future generation out of the mire. I was almost proud. Yes, that's the word. We were doing the right thing. We were the men our fathers had always hoped we would become.
Then why?
Because this is the only way of getting rid of you.
I don't understand.
Blood is thicker than water, and my father's final lesson was a simple one. In business, no one can be beholden to another. It's taken 40 years, but now you too will have to stand on your own 2 feet. From now on, all my ideas will be my own. If you want to go off and do the right thing, then off you go and do it, but at your own expense. You were always the ideas man, Jim, but when the times got tough, I was always the one who knew how the world worked, when the contraction in the economy came, as it was bound to do. Today, the price is falling like a stone, and I am selling. I'm cashing in.
That's why you wanted me to take a holiday. My absence was what? The starting pistol? Because if I had been around, a quick call to me would have very quickly put paid to your rumours of a merger and the short selling of your shares, of your own company. Taken 40 years to get rid of me, has it? Good. You said the staff were weak because they came to see me and not you. You only moved when I was not even in the country. 3,000 miles, Dan. I had to be on the other side of the Atlantic where the phone turned off before you'd do anything. I never realised just how frightened you must have been all your life, and the relief you'll feel now that your father is about to die. I could almost feel sorry for you. Almost. And the people that worked here for years, what of them?
What of them?
That's the thing, isn't it? I'm thinking, Dan, that it's always been this way. Right back to the time of the pharaohs. The little people serve the big people, and when they are no longer needed, out they go.
They were part of a system, and because everything appeared okay on the surface, the assumption was that it must be so. They never bothered to look beneath that surface, and so for some of them this will be a shock, as I'm assuming this will be for you.
What's this?
The same envelope that everyone else is getting. I hope you've got a pretty good excuse, because the day of reckoning has just arrived. It's easy to recognize. It contains the letter P and a 4 and a 5.
And here's an envelope of my own. I meant to give it to you on my arrival, but I sort of got distracted. You know how it is.
What is it?
My resignation. I'm leaving, but not because of you. Although your timing this morning has made it remarkably easy for me. Here, take it.
What's this?
I've been offered another job.
You?
Oh, yes.
Doing what? Another shoulder to cry on? For which firm now? When knowledge of this firm's collapse hits the headlines, who's going to give you a job making the tea?
The FCA, Financial Conduct Authority. And you're guilty of insider dealing, contrary to Section 52 of the Criminal Justice Act, 1993. See you in court, Dan.
In The Business Plan, Duncan Smith was Dan and Robin Ingram was Jim. Artwork for the production was by Sheila Jackson, and the play was written and directed by John Fryer. The Business Plan is an audio production for Political Art.